Hello, we have example number 2 for chapter 9.2. As you can see, I have my object, and I am going to break this object into three sections, or three pieces, three segments, and this is how I'm going to break mine up. I am going to break up this little circle, quarter circle, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw this in. Let's color that in blue. And then note that this entire piece is also going to be one segment. So the entire piece is going to be 1. This blue piece here I'm going to call segment 2. And this little red quarter circle is going to be segment 3. So you notice that the highlighted areas, the red and the blue, are both going to be negative areas since I'm going to be subtracting them out of my entire it's going to be a square that I have as an object. So let's go ahead and get through this. On area number 1, so that's the entire section, I have a 3 by 3, and this is going to be 9 inches squared. Number 2 is going to be 1.5 times 1.5 times 1/2, which is going to be negative 1.125 inches squared. And then a quarter circle is going to be 1/4 pi r squared, which I came out to be 1.767, but that's going to be a negative area. And you noticed my negative area here for my triangle. Now let's go into our x bar. X bar for number 1 is going to be this piece here. So my centroid of number 1 is right here. My centroid of number 2 is somewhere going to be over here, and number 3 is going to be somewhere, hard to see, sorry. Number 3 is going to be somewhere in there. So to get my x bar to segment number 1, I have 1.5. So that one's pretty simple. For number 2, so x bar, I'm coming along here. I get to here, I'm at 1.5. 1.5 there. Now I've got to come all the way over here. So I've got to get this extra space right here. And this distance is going to be 2/3 of 1.5, because remember, from the right angle it's 1/3, so it's this piece here would be 1/3, but from here to here is 2/3. 2/3 of 1.5 is 2, so you have 1.5, I'm sorry, is 1, so 1.5 plus 1 is going to be 2.5. Just to keep colors. And it'll be the same thing, coming up 1.5, going 2/3 of 1.5, so you're adding, that's 2.5, you're adding 1.5 plus 1 is 2.5. So just real quick, just to make sure, since I can't see faces, I just want to make sure that you're understanding that. So we know this piece is 1.5. We know this entire piece is 1.5. And our centroid is there somewhere, so we have to go up here, and this is 2/3 of 1.5, which is going to be 1. So you add 1 and 1.5, you get 2.5. Okay, y bar, I apologize, this is 2.5 here. This is for the quarter circle. So for the quarter circle, here, that is going to be 4r times 3 pi. I'm going to put a little asterisk here, put a little asterisk here. 4r times 3 pi, so it's going to be 4 times my radius, which was 1.5, times 3 pi, which comes out to be 0.6366. And again, all these are going to be positive, note, because it's all in quadrant 1, so all my x's will be positive and all my y's will be positive. So all my x bars and y bars will be positive. So y bar is also going to be 1.5 right here. And we already figured out 2.5. That was what I was explaining here. And for segment number 3, it's also going to be 4r over 3 pi. So that is also going to be 0.6366. Now it might be different if it was up top, but it's on the bottom. So we're not having to add any additional length to our centroid there, to our of that segment. Now all we're doing is we're multiplying area times x bar, area times y bar. So here I'm going to get 13 and a half. Here I'm going to get negative 2.8125. Here I'm going to get negative 1.125. A bar I get 13.5, negative 2.8125, and negative 1.125. So I add them all up. Again, I don't need these two. So I'm going to get 6.105, adding 9, minus 1.125, minus 1.767. Here I'm going to get 13.5 minus 2.8125 minus 1.125. I get 9.5625. And here's 13.5 minus minus. I get 9.5625. So it's the same, right? So I get x bar is the summation of 8x bar, which is this number right here, 9.5625, over the summation of my area, 6.105, which is going to come out to be 1.57 inches, because this is inches cubed. I'm sorry, this is inches. Yes, inches cubed. And this is inches squared. Inches cubed divided by inches squared, I get inches. And y bar is the same, except we're using a y bar divided by the area. The area is the same. And in this case, my a y bar is also the same as my x bar. Inches cubed, inches squared, I get 1.57 inches. So I get my x bar and my y bar. I hope this helps. We're going to be moving into the moment of inertia, and moment of inertia about a centroid is part of that chapter. So we will be doing more centroids within moment of inertia. So really the centroid in this section here is to help us with our moment of inertia in the next module. So if you have questions, please note them. Thanks.